I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational, but that just wouldn't be our style.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
SportsTownChicago.com. Lombard, part of the Peon Air Network and available on the TuneIn app.
Hell yeah.
Broadcast home for your Windy City Bulls and the Chicago Dogs. We're in a league of our own. Now, here's your SportsTownChicago.com scoreboard update.
Also, Cubs signed lefty pitcher Nat Floyd. The White Sox make a move and sign Cubs. Illinois owner Mike Kaufman. The Bulls looking to bounce back this Friday against Charlotte Hornets at home. 76ers by 108-100. Blackhawks fired 57 record of the Hawks. Andrew Sorsen takes over as the interim head coach. Bears fall to the Niners 38-18 and spoil Thomas Brown's coaching debut. They extend the losing 57. College football, final 12-team bracket is revealed this Friday. Notre Dame takes on Indiana. Now we're going to get into our first segment. We have a new host, Frankie. Say hello.
Hello, everybody. My name is Frankie Oliver. I'm the new full-time guy over here at football.
We also have a guest on, Antonio.
How you all doing? Great to be here. And I can't wait to hear everybody's opinion about this weekend's game.
All right, so now we're going to get started with Frankie. What do you think about what happened with
Football. Thursday night game, we're going to go game by game. Thursday night game is Lions Packers. Lions the win 34-31. I don't know about you, but I
definitely don't like the cheese.
I definitely say that total.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I we're 11. Yeah, the main takeaways from this was gambling on fourth down. The Lions a lot. The gambling on fourth down. Their fourth down calls are insane. Dan Campbell's amazing with the play calling that he has on fourth down. They have 77 total fourth down conversions since 2021. That's the highest in the NFL. So I mean, fourth down conversions are important in the game of football. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot.
definitely.
Have you noticed that football has veered away from like punting and fourth?
Yes, I have noticed that.
It's not like as like, you know, like it's 4th and 1. We got to punt the ball. No, they run it on 4th and 1. They keep their offense out there instead of sending out the special teams. You know, that's
Yeah, definitely.
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they even went for it on 4th to win the game. So it was 4th and 1 on Green Bay's side. They even went for it to win the game, and they kicked the field goal. Jesse Bates kicked the field goal to set up, and for the win, 34-31. Now the next game, Saints Giants. I know Chucky's not here. Chuck's a big Saints fan, right, Ethan? He's a big Saints fan, right? So Rizzi, the new interim head coach, he grabbed another W, and I think he's really rejuvenating the New Orleans Saints because they really have nothing. Rizzi, they fired the head coach. This is the new head coach. He bring new life into New Orleans. We need some new life ourselves in Chicago, but
exactly.
I mean, we need New Orleans, you know, for New Orleans. Derek Carr, he went down with a concussion protocol, and he left with a hand injury, and resulting him being played week by week. Now, I mean, I don't know who the backup is for the Saints, but it doesn't look good. Derek Carr was a big factor in their winning going forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the Browns Steelers. Steelers win 27-14. The Steelers, they struggled. They picked up the pace later on in the second quarter and third quarter of the game. Jameis Winston, you know Jameis Winston.
Oh yeah.
He cannot resist turning over the ball. He has this, I think, one of the top 5 most pick sixes in the league. And this guy's in there. I mean, it's crazy.
And I want to cut in.
Yeah.
Speaking on the Steelers, they showed a glance picture of our old quarterback.
Yeah.
When you see, when you see his face, man, it just looked like he's not
The Steelers?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Quarterback.
Our old quarterback, or our old Bears quarterback.
Oh, Bears quarterback. Who? Jay Cutler?
No.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin
You're talking about
Fields.
Justin Fields. Yeah,
It just looked like, man, when they saw like a little small glance
of him
over him sitting on the bench, looked like he's not very happy, bro.
because he started off. I'm pretty sure the season he started off with a positive record. Then Russ comes in off an injury. He takes over for the rest. Now he has a job, and now he's probably pissed off. He's like, "Whoa! I mean, I was doing my thing right now, and he should go to another team and start because he's a starting caliber quarterback, Justin Fields. I mean, there's a lot of teams.
What more can he do? He can't do too much, man.
Exactly,
because
yeah.
that's not his team. So he gotta adjust. He has to adjust on what they tell him. So if he have to sit back, and just be on the bench for the whole segment. Hey, he can't he
Show his
can't-
talents. He
yeah.
can't. It sucks because Justin, I don't know. He was good. I loved it. I was at the game. It was a snow game in Atlanta. I was at that game. It was snowing. It was awesome. He threw like 3 tutties that game. We were chanting, "We want Fields," because that was at the end of the season last year.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. You think it was a good move to get Caleb? I think it was a good move. I mean, Caleb's awesome. You could tell the plays
Even
makes,
though he's young and stuff like that, but a lot of people still saying in the comments when they make that move, like, well, why did they get rid of Justin? We just need a little bit more time with him. It could have been more better, but
I mean, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, it's Bears organization drafting quarterbacks is slim. They cannot get their guy. I mean, Mitchell to Justin, it's insane. We'll talk about that later. Bears segment. We'll talk about that later.
yeah.
Talk about that later. The next game we're talking about is Vikings-Falcons, another NFC North division rival that we got as Bears fans. They won 42-21. Sam Darnold went off with a career high of 343 yards and 5 touchdowns. Whew. Sam Darnold, he was bad. He was a backup for like 10 years, and now this guy's on the Vikings, and he's, of course, in our division. Of course. Minnesota, he comes to Minnesota, and he looks like a Hall of Famer because, Bears are in that division, so it's it. But it sucks. I mean, don't sleep on Sam Darnold, honestly, because if this is just the beginning, he could be a starting quarterback for Minnesota. They got Daniel Jones now as their backup. Daniel Jones, the guy for the Giants.
Yeah.
He was their backup, so he's their backup now. So I think Sam Darnold's got the spot on Minnesota. And the Bucs-Raiders game, 28-13. It was Turnover City. There was a pick by Las Vegas. Le'Veon Chison, their corner in Las Vegas. It was a pick, fumble, and it was back-to-back drives.
What?
Back-to-back drive. Pick, fumble,
A fumble, and then another fumble.
back-to-back.
What?
Turnover City.
How does that even happen?
Aiden O'Donnell, he fumbled, and Baker Mayfield fumbled. Both quarterbacks fumbled. They just slipped up. I don't know what. I mean, that's Turnover City over there.
Dude, I don't know how that. I don't even understand how that happened. How do you get 2 fumbles back to back?
And then there was more picks at the end of the game. It was just Turnover City. Turnover City at the end of the game.
That's what I said.
But Baker held his own, and he came up with a W against Las Vegas, a bad team, 2-11. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2-11. Not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Panthers, Eagles. Now we're talking about. I mean, Bryce Young. Bryce Young, the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
dude, he's coming up like big now too. He held in with the Chiefs. They're 12-1. Chiefs.
Ooh.
Now he's holding in with the Eagles too. I mean, he's holding in with big time teams, and I think this game proved that he's a good number 1 pick. That the Carolina's got a good future moving forward because Carolina sucks.
the Chiefs coming in on fire this year.
I know.
Man.
I mean,
Wow.
it's crazy. Except for the Bears. The only fire we got, I don't know, we got no fire on our side right now. I don't know when
The
that
only
fire
thing
is going to
I've heard
spark.
about the Bears is that they suck.
That's it. I mean, 85 was the last win. We'll talk about Bears later. Bears. I could rant about the Bears all day long.
I bet you can.
It's embarrassing. I mean, it really is embarrassing. These guys. I don't know. But the Eagles, they continue to struggle offensively. The Eagles. And they have some drama in the locker room now. A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, and Devontae Smith are wondering, like, A.J. Brown's trying to get the offense going. Jalen Hurts can't do nothing. I mean, it sucks. 108 yards they ended off the game with, but they still won 36-22. I mean, it's pretty good. And this proves, that's like I said, Bryce Young is the number one pick. And Bryce Young's come a long way. They got benched him for Andy Dalton. And that's to prove that you have to play the player and let him let him soak into the NFL, caliber people. Because college and NFL are two different things.
Oh,
dude, college is
yes, they are
nowhere
yes,
near.
They are.
College,
it's a lot different.
Guys, there's like maybe 5 good players on the field. Which you move to NFL, all 11 guys on that defense are coming at you. They're all Pro Bowlers. They're all in the NFL for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, some college guys don't even make it to the NFL. So that's why, struggling early. He struggled early, and then he picked up. Now he's back kind of where he left off. But, Bryce Young, you have to let the player play, and that's how you learn, right? I mean, that's it.
Oh, speaking of Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. He started off great from the beginning. Well, what happened now? I mean,
it's not even that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's Caleb. It's the organization. It's like something about, it's something that, like, something's missing. It's not just a coach, because we've had coach after coach, and he's been fired the first year at the court. This fact? Mitchell got drafted that same year. John Fox, our head coach, got fired.
Wow.
Justin Fields got drafted that same year. Matt Nagy gets fired. Caleb Williams gets drafted that same year. Guess who gets fired? Matt Eberflus.
And you know what? After that, after Nagy got fired, he went over there to a winning team.
Matt Nagy, you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
Just the Chiefs.
Because he's more of an offensive coordinator. I mean, he cannot head coach a team. That's why he's not getting a job head coaching ever again. I think that's 100% for sure. He's never getting a head coaching job ever again. I mean, he's a good offensive coordinator. He has Patrick Mahomes, though. So I mean, that's a big factor to what his success has been. As a coach too. I mean, when you have that offense, right? When you have that offense, you should succeed. I mean, we skipped out on Patrick Mahomes for Mitch, but see how that turned out. We suck at drafting quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible.
They should have picked the first pick and the 6th pick.
Exactly. You think? So we'll talk about that later. I was gonna bring up draft picks, who they should have drafted instead of Rome Odunze, but we'll talk about that later. The Jags, another afternoon game. The Jags and the Titans, absolute. I mean, that was just a boring game to watch. The Jags, Titans, it was low scoring. It was 10-6. Jags win, and the Titans end up losing. Mac Jones did good. I mean, it sucks. Both teams both teams are struggling really badly, and we'll talk more football later on. Of course, I got more football takes and stuff, so we'll get back to you after this break.
We got a bit left, so yeah. After the break, we're gonna get into some Bears.
Oh yeah,
I know you guys are big Bears fans, so
talk about that Niners game. So we'll talk about the Niners game.
Yeah. I heard they lost, so I'm sure y'all got a lot to talk about.
38-13, they lost. Whew. Terrible.
Yeah. So, thank you all for tuning into Football with the Fellas. After this break, we're gonna get into some of the Bears, and we will see you all after this commercial break.
This is your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com.
Joe's Hot Dogs has been around since 1953, but I promise it's not old news. You don't have to like hot dogs to like Joe's on Plainfield Road in Joliet. Italian beef, hot dogs, shakes, and sides. My family's had a relationship with Joe's Hot Dogs for 3 generations. Golden fries with a tad bit of salt and the perfect amount of crunch come in a bag as big as your hand. And that's just a small. For more on the menu, visit joeshotdogsjoliet.com, bringing that classic Chicago flavor to the suburbs. That's Joe's Hot Dogs across from CVS on Plainfield Road in Joliet.
At the football game, Jim shows the telltale signs of being wasted. He starts flexing for the camera. He refers to his muscles as gunboats. He screams, "How's this for a halftime show?" Jim streaks the field.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many to drive. But what if you've had just one too many to drive? Never underestimate just a few. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Ad Council, and this station.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and Windy City News Radio.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting is now the Illinois Media School. We've been an institution in the Chicagoland area now for 30 years. Because the broadcasting world is always changing, so are we. Not only are we teaching radio and television production, but now you can learn all aspects of the media industry, like web design. You can even specialize in TV or film, sports broadcasting, and even sales. No matter where you are in the Chicagoland area, we have a campus near you. The Illinois Media School. Be on TV, be on radio, beonair.com.
Maybe that was money. Tell me that wasn't money.
Yo, 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 check us out. We are the go-to guys. I'm your boy Space.
I'm your boy MC.
Check us out every Thursday
from 4 to 5 p.m.
We spitting all facts, all sports, all day.
Yes, sir. Who else you gonna go to in the clutch?
Lillard, long range three. And it's good!
Keeping you up to date with all the latest sports news.
We are
the go-to guys.
Where else you gonna get all your sports news from?
You know,
SportsTownChicago.com.
St. Patrick's Day, the only day of the year that it's okay to not boo the Boston Celtics.
I will show you mercy.
SportsTownChicago.com.
We're back on Sportstown Chicago with your hosts, Ethan and Frank Da Tank.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Football with the fellas. We're back. Talk about the Bears. So, yeah, what do you think? How do you think the Bears have been doing? Like, how was the recent game?
They suck. They're not doing. Better offensive linemen, or however,
Thank you.
they need to work on that.
Yes.
Most strategically, they need to work on that, man. And definitely, which is I don't know if it matter or not, and they need a real good center, man.
They need because a center is the key to a line. That guy's the leader of the line. We have Coleman Shelton. I mean, he got sacked. I got to stay right here. Sacked 56 times this season, the most in the NFL.
That's a lot.
56 times in one season. One season, you said.
So far, the season's not over.
So far? Wait, what week are we on? Is it on 14?
What we had? The Bears are 4-9.
Okay, so that's 13.
It's 13 weeks. This is going to be week 14. They play primetime against Minnesota this week. Primetime. Their primetime record's awful, too. I mean, I don't know. These guys, Minnesota, we almost won, of course. You saw that game. We won an OT. They won an OT off field goal because, I don't know, Floozy, he sucks. He sucks.
Yeah.
Thank God we got rid of him. He's the most incompetent head coach of all time.
Yeah.
You think he's worse than Trestman? You remember Trestman?
Oh man, that's way worse than that, man.
You think he's worse than Trestman? Flus?
Oh yeah, he definitely is, man.
You're talking about
they called themselves getting Trestman, and then they say, oh man, Trestman's a very good blah 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 this and that, coming from overseas playing, and then when he get to the lead, and we still losing. And then after all that, they got tired of us losing, and then they end up getting rid of him.
I mean, it's just. I mean, how do you lose? These guys lost 7 games.
I just recently saw. They put his picture up. Coach Lovie Smith.
Oh, Lovie, yeah, Lovie was awesome.
And they saying we want Lovie back, but
Lovey was coaching the Texans last. I don't know where he's at now, but I think he was the last.
They asked him to bring Lovey back, but I don't know
They're not gonna get
how
Lovey
different
back.
that's going to be.
What is that going to do? Lovey was our last coach. He was here for like 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
He was our last coach that we had. Then we went from Tressman to Fox to Nagy to Flus.
Yeah.
And they all got fired.
Don't forget Cutler, man.
Oh, Cuddy was awesome. He was awesome. He was the last quarterback that we like that was legit.
Yeah.
I think before this guy. Hopefully Caleb starts, improving week by week.
With Grossman, only thing we did go to the Super Bowl that one particular time, and the only thing I didn't like about that, in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes during the game.
Talking about 2006, right?
Yeah.
2006.
He threw an interception, bro. In 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, man.
They called him Sexy Rexy. This guy, he was more of a model than a football player.
I don't know what made him do that. Yeah. Do that transaction, but he did it. It happened, and we ended up losing the Super Bowl.
And Devin Hester returned to that game. I was born, just born. It was November, right? I think it was November.
Yeah.
I was born in April that year. My dad had me in a carousel, like on a jump or whatever.
Yeah.
He was screaming when Devin Hester returned that ball. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He returned the ball.
My dad was shaking through the house. He said, I don't remember. I was 3 months old, but it was insane. Devin Hester, when he returned that ball, my dad was like going nuts, dude. I mean, you imagine, he's the only player to ever do that. Return the opening kick of the Super Bowl in general. I mean, that was awesome.
He's the only person that ever did that, as far as I know of.
So let's talk about the line, right? So you were talking about the line. Do you think that they should have drafted a lineman instead of getting Rome Odunze? Or traded down to Joe Alt? There's a Joe Alt. He's a left tackle for the Chargers. I don't know if you know. But they could have traded down to get he's been spectacular this season for LA. But you think instead of drafting Rome Odunze, Rome Odunze, right? The rookie wide receiver. Do you think that if they would have not drafted him and gotten him, hopefully you think that line would have been better? Because we had Darnell Wright, Joe Alt on the tackle side. And then, I mean, the tackles are the most important part, I think.
Yeah.
Their center is, but the tackles are a big factor too.
The Bears defense always been phenomenal. Even this year, they are. But the offense, I can't say so.
Because of the line.
Yeah.
Because of the line. The defense, I mean, no, you want to talk about this game, dude. This game that they played? Oh, my God. They were getting torched on defense. The Brock Purdy looked like Joe Montana in his prime, dude. Because and then there's another point that I have to make. Flus, I think Flus would have been better off as a defensive coordinator instead of firing him.
Yeah. I mean,
instead of firing him as a head coach job, I think Flus would have been a better defensive coordinator. I think we should have kept him as a defensive coordinator because that defense was spectacular throughout the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Spectacular. Holding teams at 20 points, 21 and under. They had 11 games, I think, streak of holding teams to like 20 points or under. I mean, that's pretty good.
Man. But after all that, man, I don't think he's going to have a coaching job nowhere.
Flus
at all.
No way.
After this segment.
I mean, and then the fact that he is like this seven game losing streak has been the worst. You're talking about a Hail Mary at 0 seconds left. Jane Daniels chucks it up. Somehow Tyreek Stevenson's looking at the crowd. He's pumping up. He comes back, tips the ball into the guy's hand. They win the game against Washington. Ever since that game, downhill.
Yeah, we was at overtime.
Oh, not that game.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Washington game.
That Washington game, it was fourth quarter.
Yeah.
0 seconds left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
We could have won that game. It was 15-12.
Exactly.
Jane Daniels, we give him time. He has a little pass to Terry McLaurin. He goes out at around the 50-yard line. It gives him enough room. But he chucks it into the end zone.
But did you notice that he was trying to do that same move twice on Washington?
I watched it. Yeah, it was.
He was trying to do it twice, the same move. It failed the first time, right?
For what? What are you talking about?
For him
throwing the ball, throwing the ball, yeah.
And then it failed the first time, and then he knew he didn't have that much time left, So he tried to do it again. That's when he succeeded.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I'm like, what is y'all doing, man? What's wrong with y'all, man? Get this, get this guy, man.
Exactly. So you watch football more than me, probably, right? You probably watch football
when
more
I
than
can.
me. In my life.
If I'm not busy or doing anything,
You watch
yeah.
Have you seen a worse 7-week stretch than these Bears are having? You're talking about a Hail Mary to end the game, a blocked field goal by the Green Bay. We're talking about a New England game that I didn't have 1 ounce of excitement in my bones. Watching that game, I fell asleep almost, honestly. I'm not even kidding. I fell asleep almost. Arizona, we lost to. Minnesota, we lose in overtime. I mentioned Green Bay already. Now we lose to the Niners.
Yeah.
This 7-week stretch, I think, has been the worst. And Detroit failed to call a timeout.
You know what?
Dude, are we that bad?
We're that bad.
Oh my God.
I couldn't understand how we lost to the 49ers, and 49ers lost to Green Bay.
Yeah, people were. I know. Yeah, it's true. It's a good fact.
They lost to Green Bay. They
lost to
got
Green Bay.
blown out.
And we lose.
By Green Bay.
You know, it's sad. It really is sad.
And we end up playing them.
Awesome. Now all my Packers fans, buddies, are bragging my face. 11 straight wins they have against. We haven't won against them in 5 years, Ethan. 5 years straight, we haven't beat.
Wait, who
the
has
Green Bay Packers?
The
Bears.
Green Bay Packers we haven't beaten 5
5
years.
and a half years.
5.5 years.
Because we still have to play them week 18 this year. I mean, that's why Matt left.
I thought we had a break one year when Rodgers was not on the team no more. I said, yes,
I know.
Yes,
exactly my reaction.
we gotta
we can finally beat him.
we got a break, man.
Yeah,
we got a break, man.
You're right.
And when we played them, oh man, I say, oh man, they act like Rodgers is still on the team. How we still lose to them, bro?
Because they got the Packers. They're so lucky because they got Favre. They had Brett Favre. You remember Brett Favre?
Yeah.
Rodgers learned from him. Now then, Rodgers had his own thing. Now Jordan Love learned from Rodgers. It's just a stack on stack on stack. I think Caleb needs a veteran backup quarterback.
Yeah.
We should go get like Tyrod Taylor or something. Or Jameis Winston would be great as a backup to teach this kid.
They need a couple of veterans on the team to teach them how this thing go.
Exactly. I mean, they have Mercedes Lewis. He's been in the league since I was born, I think, 18 years, I think. And he's a tight end. He's a backup tight end.
They should have, you know who they should have got?
Who?
They should have got Michael Singletary, man.
Mike Singletary?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, he's a veteran, man.
For this year?
Yeah.
He's retired.
I'm saying I
know.
You
should get him. Yeah, you should.
But Michael Singletary, he played on the Bears. He won the 85.
You're talking about as like a backup, like a coach, kind of he could.
Yeah, exactly. And he was on the 49ers, man. And I think they won 1 year with his coaching staff.
Yeah, you're right. It's true. That's true. Singletary would be awesome. I don't know. He's on defense, though, against the defensive side. So maybe like he'd be an offensive guy who they had in 85. I don't know. Jim McMahon, they didn't have a good offense in 85. It was the defense.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only reason why. That's been our story since 100 years when they first started the team. Defense. Now the league's developing. They're finally realizing, oh, wait, we got to score. We got to get some yards.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to get some yards. We can't just be all defense now. I mean, we can't be drafting Pro Bowl linebackers after linebackers. We need to get a quarterback, too.
Exactly.
And now this is what happens. This is the fate of the Bears, 7 games in a row. They're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
As they fired Matt Eberflus, Eric Washington took over as the first game, and Eric Washington, I mean, it sucks. He sucked. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's it. But coming up, I think we're gonna be talking more football, Ethan, because this is a football with the fellas.
Yeah,
we're the fellas. We're just gonna be talking about more football.
All right, now we're gonna
games.
get to you guys with our next segment. But first, we got to do our bottom hour update. So
Back to your home for sports. SportsTownChicago.com. Scoreboard update.
all right, at 3 p.m., I'm Ethan Heiberger with SportsTownChicago.com update. Powered by the Media School. If you're interested in a career in media, go to beonair.com. The Cubs made 2 moves this offseason. They're making a move behind the plate as they're trying to sign free agent catcher Carson Kelly. Also, Cubs signed lefty pitcher Matt Boyd. White Sox, they make a move in signing former Cub and Illinois' own Mike Hoffman. The Bulls looking to bounce back this Friday against Charlotte Hornets at home after losing to the 76ers by 108 to 100. The Blackhawks fired head coach Luke Richardson after a 57, 118, and 15 record. As coach of the Hawks, Andrew Sorsen takes over the interim head coach. Bears fall to the Niners 38 to 18 and spoil Thomas Brow's coaching debut. They extend to their losing streak to 7 games. College football. The final 12-team bracket is revealed this Friday. Notre Dame takes on Indiana. And that's all the sports update we have. We don't have any breaking news. So let's get right into it.
This is your home for sports. Red Laugh! SportsTownChicago.com.
Take that exit and get to the Southern Cafe, home of the Nasty Biscuit on Roselle Road in Roselle. Get over there and try the chicken fried chicken biscuit made with the Southern Cafe's house-made drop biscuit with buttermilk chicken fried chicken smothered in country gravy, topped with shredded cheddar and crumbled hickory smoked bacon. I always say that when you go to the Southern Cafe, you come out with 2 meals with the heaping amounts of food they serve you in every meal. I love to go to a place with outdoor seating. The Southern Cafe has a great outdoor seating area to help social distance, and I get to enjoy my breakfast outdoors. Open 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. to give you plenty of time to grab an amazing breakfast or lunch. Now get your butt over to the Southern Cafe on Roselle Road.
Hello?
It's speed walking day.
Dorothy? You're breaking up.
Did I mention we'd be slowing down when we pass the court where those fine brothers play ball?
I heard that.
Reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Get active, eat right, and maybe even run into Mr. Right. Isn't sisterhood beautiful? For more information, go to everydaychoices.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association, the Ad Council, and this station.
Alert! Alert! Be gone, maxed out credit cards, overdue loans, suffocating interest rates, and relentless collection agencies. If your credit rating is making you and others around you cringe, there's only one thing to do, and that's to turn to the professionals at Creative Credit Solutions. Even if your credit is less than perfect, we'll help you get back on track. You can do it, and we can help. Call today or visit creativecreditsolutions.net for your free credit check report.
Blow the whistle on SportsTownChicago.com. Mondays and Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m. as we talk NFL.
The game plan was really sound.
It's a quarterback league. It has been. It still is.
Franchise-defining quarterbacks.
College football.
Will Jim Harbaugh make it through the season as Michigan's head coach?
Some more Big Ten talk.
And here's some things you wouldn't expect.
I would have never expected that.
Get all of that and more on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
We're back on Sportstown Chicago with your hosts, Ethan and Frank Da Tank.
Hey guys, welcome back to Football with the Fellas. We're going to be talking about some more football when she gets
fellas.
Yeah. Antonio's taking a break, but he'll be back in a second. So, what were you talking about?
I left off on the Jags. We're going to go back to football in the beginning, like football in general. Bears. I'll talk Bears, of course, through this segment, but we'll see right now. So I'm going to talk about Jets Dolphins. The Dolphins won 32-26. And in my opinion, if Antonio was here, he was talking about Rodgers, but Rodgers is done for. Rodgers was a Packers guy. He said he owned us. He went like this. He said he owned us with a belt on. It was insane. But Rodgers, he's done for, honestly. I think if you're the Jets, you restart at the quarterback position. They got Devontae. The only reason Devontae's there is because of Rodgers. So I don't know if he would leave too. But I mean, they're not that good anymore. I mean, they took the game. This game to OT though. At least the Jets should be good. They have stacked team. Hassan Reddick. They got Devontae. They have Alan Lazard. they have Tyler Conklin's not that bad either, the tight end, but it just Breece Hall was out. That's a big factor too, their running back. But hopefully later on, they could hopefully, how do I say? How do I talk, Ethan? How do I say? Hopefully they could step it up later on.
Yeah.
They take this game to OT, and they went off of Jonnu Smith, the tight end for the Miami Dolphins. Jonnu Smith touchdown. Tua is throwing the ball great now. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle are getting more receptions. I mean, they've been playing amazing too. As soon as Tua came back, the Dolphins hit that climax now. They're starting to go up. They're starting to veer up. Now let's talk the afternoon games. Seahawks, Cardinals, they played.
Oh, yeah, the Seahawks is my favorite team.
You're a Seahawks fan?
I don't watch them, but yes, they are. They're the team. I have like a hat for them.
No,
I have a jersey. Like Seahawks.
What
yes.
jersey you have?
No, I don't.
Do you know,
it's number 13. I know that.
Number 13?
I think it has 13
Number
on it. It might be a
Seahawks.
custom.
Hey, look at that. Antonio's back. Look at that.
Yeah, Antonio's back. Welcome back, Antonio.
So I was talking about before we got into the Seahawks Cardinals. I was talking about Rodgers and how he should just now he's on the Jets. They lost 32-26 against Miami. You think he should just maybe put the career aside and hang up the boots, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I didn't know the last week or so. I was wondering what was going on with the Jets and Rodgers, man. Did you see that, bro?
The Jets, I don't know. Devontae went there, right? Everybody was like, oh yeah, it's gonna change because you know how they were together in Green Bay. They were.
Oh, so they. Oh, okay.
Devontae Adams, he's on the Jets. I mean, they basically have a Packers 2.0 team over there. I think Rodgers should hang up the boots now. What do you think? Like later on in his career, he's done. I think he's done. Rodgers, right?
I think he still got it.
He still got a little work.
Yeah.
It's in the tank, dude. I don't know, Rodgers, dude. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Rodgers still, I think he still got a little,
more pep in his step. I mean, it's sucked too. I mean, that's true. And now we're talking about Seahawks. We're going to the afternoon games. So Seahawks, Cardinals. The Seahawks won 30-18 against Arizona. They're leading the division now.
Let's go.
And
that's what's up.
He's a Seahawks fan. This guy in Chicago. This guy.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Ethan is a Seahawks fan, man.
Out of all the teams, like. Okay, I also like the Steelers because I used to play Madden, the football
Steelers,
video game.
You
I always chose the Steelers.
What year? Was it like Big Ben Roethlisberger? Was that?
I used Madden. I played Madden 17, 18, and 19.
So it was Big Ben then, kind of.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he retired. He might have retired by then. I don't know. Like, Seahawks, Cardinals. Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Cardinals have Kyler Murray. They have the new Marvin Harrison. You remember Marvin Harrison's dad?
Yeah.
Junior? You remember what he played for the Colts with Peyton Manning? You remember Marvin Harrison? Dude,
yeah,
he was awesome,
played
right?
for the Colts.
I never watched him. How was he? Was he good?
He was awesome, man.
He was awesome. Marvin Harrison's probably awesome.
Yeah, he was.
His son's like tall now. Like, he was more of a quick, medium route guy, right? This guy, you could just send him 50 yards and chuck the ball up to him. Moss, a guy,
Yeah,
exactly. He's tall. He's not like his dad, that's for sure. But of course, Zach Charbonnet Charbonnet filled in for the injured Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet had his career high, 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. He filled in for Kenneth Walker, as I said. And of course, fantasy, somebody picked him up.
Wow.
And I was playing him. In fantasy, of course, we'll get to fantasy later on in the last segment, but in fantasy, someone picked him up. And he scored, I think, 37 or what was it, 41 points, and I lost. And I'm out of the playoffs now in fantasy. So thanks to Zach Charbonnet, I ran him back up to Kenneth Walker. Of course, I had Kenneth Walker too, and I had to sit him on the bench because he was out. And then Zach Charbonnet comes in and just pops off. So
hey man, from this day forward, man, I'm definitely gonna start getting into fantasy football, man.
I get pissed off when I talk about fantasy. It's like I want to do it, but I'm miserable every week. In fantasy, just like the Bears, the worst scenario on my Sunday night, Bears lose and I lose both leagues in fantasy. And that's happened like about 5 times this week, this season. So, I mean, it's sad. It's a sad thing. Fantasy, I hate fantasy, but I love it at the same time. It's like I hate it with a passion, you know? So now we're going to Bills-Rams game, high-scoring game. The Rams won surprisingly against a good Bills team. You're talking about Josh Allen being MVP in the MVP category. You know Josh Allen. He's awesome. Oh, he's awesome. Josh Allen, they lost 44-42 against the Rams. Matthew Stafford, unbelievable. He has Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp back, so that's a big help. And Kyren Williams is an amazing running back too. I was playing Kyren Williams in fantasy too when he popped off. So whoever I play, it feels like these guys just get steroids or something and they just pop off, you know? Right? I mean, it really is. They roid it up. They're roided up. It's insane. But I think, and then Josh Allen also had a remarkable game, an NFL mark game. He had 3 touchdown passing and 3 touchdowns running.
Wow.
And they still lost 42. How is
that so?
That's why I think that this game, I think Josh Allen's MVP because I don't know. Lamar is awesome. He could run. He could throw. But he wins. He already won like 2. I think he already won a couple Lamar MVPs. So I truly think that Josh Allen Josh Allen should be the MVP candidate, and he should win. I think for sure.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen's, I think, the better quarterback this year.
They still talk about this to this year, and they talked about a few years ago that the Bears pass up on him.
Who, Josh Allen?
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
They
passed up on
still talk about that today, man.
And it's 2017.
Yeah,
it's what 7 years.
Yeah,
because we drafted Money Mitch, and now he's a backup for Josh Allen. Speaking of Bills. Mitchell Trubisky is the backup for Josh Allen now. What? He's not touching the field. Wow. I don't know what they saw in Money. I don't know what they saw in him. Patrick Mahomes is clearly the better quarterback, but he, of course, now we made another wrong decision at the quarterback spot, and it pays off.
And so many seasons of Kansas City Chiefs, man, they was not doing good at all.
They had Alex Smith
for over. I want to say.
I
want to say 20 years. They was not doing
not doing good at all.
Not doing good at all. They didn't make no playoff action. They always went home every season until 2017. They drafted Patrick Mahomes, and the first year of their time frame, they went to the playoffs and won.
It's crazy.
In the Super Bowl.
I mean, now he's about to repeat. He could be the first ever to three-peat. He won last year. He won the year before. This year they're 12-1, I think.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, I don't see it's not possible. But they suck though. Like the Chiefs are I think going back, we'll talk about that. The Chiefs played the Chargers this week, but they are the luckiest team in football. The Chiefs, 100%. They're lucky this year, especially. Oh my gosh!
And Coach Reed.
Oh, Reed's
I
awesome.
don't know what I don't know.
Reed, bro.
I don't know what's his chemistry, man.
He's on. I mean,
I don't know what's his chemistry, bro.
He has chemistry with Nagy. We couldn't find a way to get chemistry with Nagy, but he found a way to take Nagy in as an offensive coordinator, and now they're winning back-to-back Super Bowls. I mean, it's insane. You know, Nagy. I guess Nagy wasn't right for the head coaching job.
Because look, he was the coach for, I think he was the coach for Green Bay.
Who?
Reed.
Coach
Reed.
Minnesota, Green Bay, I think.
And Philadelphia.
Philly, I remember that. Philly, he was actually the head coach. He was the coach over there.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything over there, though.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. And he comes over here in Kansas City. I mean, they're the highly watched team in the league.
He's winning trophies back to back.
I mean, that's insane. And they could be the first ever to three-peat in football. You know how hard that is? The Bills went to 4. Ethan, get this. The Bills went to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Super Bowls. They lost all 4. It's how miserable is a Bills fan? You go to 4 Super Bowls in a row, and you can't even pull off 1 win. I think it was in the 90s.
Yeah, wow.
You remember that? Do you remember that at all? Or no?
That's That's
I
crazy.
think that was
Anyway,
Phil
we gotta
Simmons.
get heading on to our next segment.
Oh, for sure.
We're gonna be talking about
fantasy football and some more Bears and football.
some more Bears. So yeah, see you all after this commercial break.
This is your home for sports. Longtime fan, sports is like life. SportsTownChicago.com.
What's up, Chicago? If you're ever, and I mean ever, out looking for good urban food 24/7, come down to White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. White Palace Grill is open 365 days a year since 1939. I personally love the steak and egg dinner, but whether you like burgers for breakfast, steak for lunch, or French toast for dinner, White Palace is the place for you. The diner is a 24-hour urban oasis. Come now, come later. Hey, come now and later. We never close at White Palace Grill, located 1159 South Canal Street in Chicago. Visit us at whitepalace.com or order with Uber Eats or Grubhub anytime, any day.
Daddy, when you look at me, I could see your wheels turning. About what am I going to be when I grow up? A major league first baseman? Maybe a point guard for a national champion.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. Far-fetched? Maybe. But did you know the odds of a child being diagnosed with autism are 1 in 166? That's right, 1 in 166. To learn the signs of autism, go to autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Go to Lux Barbershop for the best barbers and stylists in Plainfield, Illinois. I go there when I have an important event, date, or I just want to look good. The straight razor shave will have you looking fresh and smooth. Lux Barbershop is open 7 days a week. Go to Lux Barbershop for the finest barbers, stylists, braiders, and massage therapists in the southern suburbs. Check out all their daily deals on Facebook, Instagram, and luxbarbershop.com.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
The Chicago Dogs are back on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in to the season opener against the Sioux City Explorers, Friday, May 28th at Impact Field in Rosemont. First pitch at 7:05 p.m. Hear all the action right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
We're back on Sports Town Chicago with your hosts, Ethan and Frank Da Tank.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. We're gonna be getting into some fantasy football. So I don't have a fantasy football team.
Would you like? I was gonna ask you this. Would you like to Would you want to get into it? Because I'm telling you, dude, it's the most miserable
That's
thing in
what
your
Charlie
life.
keeps telling me to do. That too. He keeps saying start a fantasy team, then you can talk about football because you have to watch the games to know how you're.
Dude, I'm neurotic, dude, when it comes to that stuff because I have my phone right next to me with the fantasy, and I'm watching the TV and watching fantasy and watching TV. Like it's a lot. I mean, I don't know. You might not like that much because I'd rather just watch the game too. But fantasy's like I gotta do fantasy. Are you into fantasy, Tony, or no?
I'm into it a little.
Have you
bit.
ever made a fantasy team? Have you ever
I
got into
really
fantasy?
made
You never
one.
made one of fantasy at all?
No.
Would you want to get into it?
Yeah, I'll definitely get into it, man.
I love fantasy, dude. Drafting is the best for your boys. You just draft the team, dude.
Get into it,
Yeah,
man.
that would be awesome.
So I watched the women fantasy football.
The women's what you mean? Women's fantasy football.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a group or something.
Yeah,
You
they have a women's fantasy football, and I saw highlights and a little bit of previews about that, and they call it the one team I seen. That they color is pink.
No, I'm talking about not fantasy football. Like I don't.
Oh,
there was a fantasy. There was a football team. It was like women's football.
Yeah, women's football.
I've never seen that. Is there a league? I don't know. I've never
when you
seen-
get a
I don't
chance,
know.
you can
Don't
look
ask
it
me.
up.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, but we'll talk about. I have 2 fantasy leagues this year.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm losing my mind.
I
I missed the playoffs in one. You know why?
Why?
So I have I got Caleb, DeAndre Swift, and Keenan Allen. Caleb put up 13. DeAndre Swift put up 5. Swift usually puts up at least 10 or more every game. They didn't run the ball at all against the Niners this week. They had nothing. He had 38 yards total running. And the rest was I think they had 60 something, and the rest was Caleb Williams scrambling for his life, running away from that line because they needed a line. As we said, they needed a little line, and they needed a line. I love how, again, I'm going back to the Bears, but we got to talk Bears. Bears fantasy, same thing. I love what Mully and Haas say. There's Mully says this. He said, I believe in the kid, but I don't believe the kid will survive. And that's true. Yeah. I don't think he's going to survive. If I'm Caleb, and I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, he might want to trade. He might want to get traded because he's going to get killed. Behind that line, he has no protection at all. 56 sacks, like I said. I mean, 56 sacks in one season. You imagine you get hit 56 times by 200 plus line?
It's like they doing the same thing.
It's the same
with,
thing.
With the old quarterbacks, but
it's the same story every year. It's like deja vu.
He got sacked like 56 times.
56 times.
That's too much, man.
I mean, that's insane.
But 56. The only thing is, he's not being like Justin Field. Every time when he runs out of pocket when he get pressure.
I mean, it's true. That's the one good thing about I miss about Justin, because he knew how to get out of that pocket like no other. Like the escapes that he made with like 200 plus line. You know, 200 plus linemen running at you.
Yeah.
And you escape, you juke them out, escape them, and like these guys are just jacked.
And it's
insane.
With Caleb Williams, that last game that I saw, that when his defensive and offensive lineman holding the team back, he had plenty of time to throw the ball. Who he gonna throw it, boo? Why are you holding in the background,
dude?
Man?
I was just about to say that, dude. Caleb, I love the kid, but he makes some stupid decisions sometimes.
Yeah,
man.
he's holding
like
the
some
ball.
dumb. You're talking about dumb decisions.
Ball in the background, trying to see who he gonna throw it to.
Sometimes you just gotta get rid of the ball
and then
just run out and throw it out.
When they come toward him, then he runs.
Exactly. You just gotta get out of the pocket as soon as possible and throw the ball away or do something. You have to. You can't just be taking sacks like that.
It.
I'm sorry, you can't be taking sacks like that. It's awful. But what are you gonna do?
And he doesn't want to get an interception. I understand that.
Yeah.
Man.
I ended off.
You gotta hurry up and get rid of the ball, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you can't hold these guys off forever, man.
I know, because I mean it sucks because he gets no control. But again, like I said, I think they should trade it down instead of drafting Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is awesome. I'm not taking anything back. He had 2 touchdowns against the Niners. But instead of drafting, that means more receptions for DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. You get rid of Rome Odunze, and you get a lineman that could actually help this kid survive. I mean, they are the worst line in the game. They just sack after sack. I feel like I'm watching a replay when I'm watching the games. A rewind, sack after sack after sack after sack. It's crazy. I mean, it's sad. I mean, whatever. I would be pissed if I'm him. Honestly, I would be pissed.
Man.
I would be mad. If I'm Caleb Williams, I would go up to the coach and say, if you can't get me a line that could protect me and my life is on the line, I'm leaving next year. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
If Caleb goes up to Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles,
look, he need one of those good linemen, those strong good linemen,
big like, linemen. There's Lane Johnson from the Eagles, but he's awesome. There's Creed Humphreys, he's on the Chiefs. I mean, there's multiple guys, but they're all signed. It sucks that we need to get guys. We need to spend money.
What's the quarterback name for Tampa Bay?
Baker Mayfield.
No, he played. He just retired now.
He just retired.
Yeah. Brad Brady. I mean.
Oh, Thomas Brady. Brady. TB12. Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah. That's a good point.
If he played for Tampa Bay last season, right, before he retired.
Yeah.
If the Bears can get one of those good, strong defensive linemen or offensive linemen, he would have no problem, man.
You know what? I heard that
he would have. Man, you see how Tom Brady game?
Yeah.
Man, he sit back there in the pocket, man. You know, and just he be calm.
I'll tell you why, though.
He be calm.
I'll tell you why.
Man, he got no problem ever, man.
I'll tell you why in 5 seconds.
Just.
You know why?
Throw that ball.
You know why? Because he would take money off his paycheck and he'd say, I want to spend it on linemen. I want to spend it on receivers. Instead of being selfish, because all these kids nowadays, I'm one of the kids nowadays, but You know what I mean? All these people nowadays go for money instead of a Super Bowl ring. They want to go for I want to go on this team because they're paying me I don't know how many thousands of dollars they make, but the amount of money instead of going to a good team and winning a ring. They rather take the money over ring. That's what they do. That's the moral of the story. That's basically the league nowadays.
I mean, it's kind of like smarter as well, though, because you get like the whole point of.
But would you rather be recognized as a winner or a guy?
Well, I guess if you have you can probably make money. Like if you win the Super Bowl, you can probably make money off of like social media and stuff too.
That's true.
Because you're like then you'd be more known by like people that don't watch football.
Yeah, that's true too.
Hey,
but I mean,
if Tom Brady when it came to the Bears,
he said, "Did you hear about that?"
I'm saying if he would have I'm asking, would that made a huge difference on our team?
I don't know.
If he would have,
probably would have been the same story
before he retired.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
that was his second choice. He was gonna come over.
Oh, it was.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't.
I thought you were just saying. You didn't know that you were saying.
I didn't know. I was just saying.
I didn't even know you were saying it, dude. He had two cards.
I didn't know that
because now he's an analyst for Fox. TB12, Tom Brady. He's an analyst. He calls games now.
Yeah.
He had two cards. Once to Tampa, once to Chicago. He said, I was going to go to Chicago, but what do you think it was? Weather. He said he was going to go to Chicago because of weather.
Wow.
That's what made him go to Tampa. And they got palm trees all over the place in Tampa. So, I mean it's great. It's great over there. But, I mean, this organization, you think he'd come over here, but I don't know. He doesn't want to deal with this mess that we have since '85. Dude, it's about to be a 40-year anniversary. 40 years next year. We haven't won anything.
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl. 40 years. And won next year. 2085. So 2025 is gonna be 40 years. Since
40 years
since they haven't done anything. They made it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. And TB12, like I was saying, he would spread money. So that's how he got Moss. You know how he got Moss? And, Randy Moss. He came out to Moss, and they got Moss. New England got Moss over payroll because he would spread money to him instead of getting all the money to himself. He would spend money on his teammates and stuff. That's how things should be. We didn't talk about fantasy this whole segment because I'm pissed off about the Bears. That's what it is. That's what this segment was supposed to be on, fantasy football. I didn't pull out my phone once. I had my fantasy team over here. I didn't pull out my phone once because these Bears suck. I mean, it's true.
I guess we see
the thing is, my twisted mind, I want to watch them every day. I want to still watch them every day. It sucks. It sucks. I still want to watch them every day. That's what they do to Bears fans.
That's true. Well, thank you all for watching Football with the Fellas this week. I hope you like your new host.
This is so much fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
Football with the Fellas. I'll be on every week, Tuesday.
Yep. Got Antonio.
Our guest.
You're invited on.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime.
Antonio was awesome.
Just let us know.
Grateful to have me, man.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching. We got another commercial break to play, and then we'll end the show. So thank you all for watching.
This is your home for sports.
This is the best fans in the world.
No better team.
SportsTownChicago.com.
Are you ready for this? Valley View Automotive has all of the hottest SUVs you've been looking for. Enjoy a test drive and the opportunity to drive one of these powerful vehicles off the lot for half the price. Yes, half the price. Now's the time to get yourself to Valley View by car, on foot, or even by air to take advantage of this outrageous sale. You better get here quickly, because this promotion is only going on for 24 hours, and the automobiles are leaving the lot faster than you can say four-wheel drive. Valley View Automotive, a dealership you can depend on.
Hey, I'm Andy Griggs, asking you to help prevent domestic violence. Domestic violence isn't a woman's issue. It hurts all of us. Women are injured and killed every day by their husbands and boyfriends. So it's time for men to take action right now to teach boys that violence against women is wrong, to help prevent abuse before it starts. Call the Family Violence Prevention Fund at 1-800-END-ABUSE to get a free Take Action kit containing tips on what to say to boys. That's 1-800-END-ABUSE. Teach early.
Indeed is the #1 job search user with over 250 million monthly users. Indeed's priority is to help everyone in the job searching process to find a job by uploading 10 new job opportunities every 10 seconds worldwide. With Indeed, you have free access to job searches, resume uploads, and company researches. There are over 10,000 employees at Indeed that pursue to help people find the job they are looking for. They connect with millions of people to new opportunities. Go to Indeed.com and sign up for free and create a resume and let Indeed do the rest to help you on your job search.
Hey, I'm Jesus Mauricio. Be sure to tune in every Friday to listen to Zeus Off the Bat, a baseball talk show from 1 to 2 p.m., where I'll be discussing and updating you on all things about baseball. News, predictions, reactions, and more about the Cubs, Sox, and everything across the league. Happens every Friday at 1 p.m. right here on SportsTownChicago.com. Don't forget to follow and share our Twitter and Instagram with your friends at Zeus Off the Bat. Zeus Off the Bat.